Okay, so I finished reading Flawless by Elsie Silver and I ended up rating it 3.5 stars. I think it's exactly what I want from like a fluffy romance, especially for me, for it to be like a palate cleanser type of book. It's just really cute, fun, silly. It reads super quickly, but I could not 100% connect all the way to the characters and really care about them. But that's something I don't really mind that much, especially for books that I see as like palate cleanser, because I haven't read that many romances yet, but I've read some that were like a little bit more impactful because they would talk like more about like mental health issues and stuff. And there were some in this book as well, but they weren't that prominent in the story. But overall, it was really cute. I also really liked how the MMC didn't like milk and how that affected his career. And I absolutely adored like the cowboy hat scene. It was cute. And something really exciting popped up while I actually was reading this book, because I found out that Elsie Silver is going to come to my country pretty soon. So I already got myself a ticket to meet her. It's like a meet and greet in a bookstore where your entry ticket is like buying a signed copy of one of her books. And that way you get to meet her as well. And as I do really like collecting signed copies, I thought, hey, why not? I can't say like she's already my favorite author because I've actually only just read one book of her, but I am really excited and I do really love collecting like special editions or signed books. And also, this will be my first time meeting an author, so that's really exciting as well. And I'm going to like the capital of my country, so I'm going to visit some more bookstores, which will be really fun, and I'm really looking forward to it. But for now, let's get into the next book in the Chestnut Spring series. And yes, I am specifically not saying the title because I can't separate all of the titles. They are so similar. I am 100% not sure which book I'll be reading next. Okay, so I've actually already almost finished Heartless, but my review will come later because today is the day that I am going to meet Elsie Silver. I'm going to Amsterdam today and I'll probably take you guys along. I'm not sure how much I actually dare to film once I'm there, but I'm also going to visit the Waterstones because in my country we only have one Waterstones and it's in Amsterdam. So I'll be going there for the very first time. So it's going to be a very fun day. I'll probably finish up Heartless in the train when I'm on my way to there. And I'll give you guys an update once I get home, I guess. So this is the fit. Cute pants. And I got some matching cowboy necklaces. So cute. That was actually all of the content I filmed while going to Amsterdam for the meet and greet with Elsie Silver and my visit to Waterstones. I actually went yesterday already, but I was I was exhausted after such a long and busy day, but I had an absolutely amazing time. I also took a picture with Elsie Silver and it was really lovely to meet her. It definitely isn't my best picture, but Elsie Silver was slaying. She was really, really lovely and I had a really good time, though I myself am a really awkward person in real life, especially if I don't know someone. So it was a little awkward, but it was really fun. And I also got a really cool special edition, well, a signed edition of one of her books out of it, which I also really like because I like collecting like special editions and signed books and stuff. So I got Wild Sides signed by Elsie Silver. It was pre-signed, so you had like more time to meet her and like take pictures with her. I didn't really spend that much time because awkward me, but it was really fun. I also got a free bookmark with it, and I haven't started the Rose Hill series yet because it's actually the third book in the series. So it's nice because when I buy the first and second book, I'll be able to use like a matching bookmark, which is cute. And let's see. The signed book. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I just love collecting like special books and signed books, so really happy to have this in my possession now. And for the reading update, let's get to actually the reading. I finished Heartless, and I ended up rating it 4 stars. It's actually the first cowboy romance that I'm rating 4 stars. I've read, yeah, of course, Flawless before that, which was 3.5 stars. And I read 2 books in the Royal Blue Range series by Lila Sage, which I think I gave both of them 3 stars, I think. But Heartless was on a different level for me. It was so fun. I just loved how the MMC was like a grumpy dude, and when he falls in love, he gets to be like really sweet. The FMC, which was just really cute. I honestly am obsessed with Willa and Kate. It was so good. Though I actually thought about my next read being the 3rd book in the Rebel Blue Range series, which is Lost and Lesso, I believe. But I am already contemplating that decision because I think that book has like the exact same formula as Heartless, which I just read, because the female main character, I think, is like the best friend of the female main character of the book before. So we get like the cheeky best friend being the main character right now, which was the same for Willa in Heartless. And the man that they're going to date eventually is like the grumpy brother of the male main character. And in Heartless that was Kate, and he was a father. And that's the same for Lost and Lassoed, I believe, because I think like the best friend is going to date Gus, which is also a single dad and the grumpy type. So we're getting exactly like the same type of people. So I'm thinking I shouldn't read that maybe next. But it's exciting because I get to read more in the Chestnut Spring series, because I think I'm going to read the 3rd book then. And I'm also very excited to finish that series up. So I'm thinking on reading that further on my Kindle, because all of the Chestnut Spring books? Springs. I'm not sure if it's Chestnut Spring or Springs. All of them are free on Kindle Unlimited. So I might do that, because then I can actually buy the Rose Hill series, which this is a part of. This is like the 3rd book in that series. And I'm just really excited to get to this book. Though I don't even know what it's about, but I already feel attached to this one because it's signed and I got it on a special event. So that's all of my reading updates for now. I'm not sure yet which I'm going to read, but I think it will be the 3rd book in the Chestnut Spring series. I also got a little book haul because I went to Waterstones. I think I already gave like a little sneak peek of all of the books I got. I ended up getting 6 books there, so 7 books in total for the whole day. I was really contemplating on some books and I almost left with 3 books, but it ended up being 6. So first up, I got Paladin's Grace. This is like the new Waterstones editions of these books. I actually already listened to this on audio for like 20%, I think, and I quit because I couldn't keep focused during this book and I didn't want to end up not liking it because I couldn't really focus on it and I wanted to like really give it a shot. So when I saw that they came out with these beautiful covers, I had to get them. And this is where like I got multiple books, which I didn't want to do, but I did, because this is like a book series of 4, something with steel series, something. And they're all really pretty. I wanted only to get the first one, but I ended up getting all of them. So I also got Paladin's Strength. And I think it's mostly because I'm not sure if Waterstone actually like ships to my address. They might, but I think they ship from the UK. So I had to pay like a lot of shipping if I actually wanted to get the other books in the series later, or I would have to travel again like 2 hours to get there. So I got the whole series. I was contemplating on only getting the first one. I changed my mind like the last few minutes in the store. But I'm really happy with them because they are really, really pretty. And I am actually really excited to read these because I believe they are like a little bit like romantasy. Mostly fantasy with just a subplot of romance, I believe. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm just really intrigued by these. I think they're also like not really all standalones, but somehow they're like interconnected, I believe. So that's also really cool and I'm really excited for them. So I have no regrets in buying all of them. Then I also got Demon in the Woods, a book from the Grishaverse by Leigh Bardugo. And I've actually been eyeing this book for quite some time now, because I know it's like recommended to read the Shadow and Bone trilogy and then read this before you get into Six of Crows. But I actually want only to collect paperbacks from Leigh Bardugo because my Ninth House series and all my Shadow and Bone books are also in paperback. So I wanted this in paperback and I actually only could find it in hardback everywhere online, like everywhere. And I think I might have actually paid more for the paperback version of this, but I am very excited. It's a graphic novel, so cool. Don't want to spoil too much, but I am excited for this one. I am currently watching the show as well because I've listened to the first book on audio and I'm now watching it together with my boyfriend. So after finishing the first season, I'm going to read or listen to the second book and then watch the show again. And then I'm going to read the third book and get into this one. And I'm really, really excited because I am really loving the show so far. And the last book I got was Quicksilver by Kelly Hart. So I know the new editions will be pretty simple and I am not sure if this will go out of print, but I think it will once like the new covers will release. I think it will be like in a few months, but I got a little scared of missing out on this cover. I actually really disliked the cover. When it just came out, I did really like the reversible dust jacket, but somehow Kingfisher is speaking to me more and more. So I didn't want to miss out on this one. So that's mainly why I got it. And also because this is the edition that has the reversible dust jacket. I'll show you. Because I've seen a lot of people like get this book in hardcover, but they don't get the reversible dust jacket. So you can only get like the Kingfisher cover. But you also get the... I think this is the first indie cover. I'm not 100% sure, but I adore this one. I think the design is beautiful. So I'm really happy to own this now. I think the naked hardcover is also cool. But yeah, I'm really happy to add this to my collection. So this is the pretty stack that I got while visiting Amsterdam at my meet and greet with Elsie Silver. I honestly had an amazing time overall, but I was exhausted when I got home. So that's why I'm filming this the day after. And I think this is mostly all I have for this little update. I'll guess you'll see in the next clip which cowboy romance I end up reading. Okay, so it's been a while, but this morning I finished up Powerless. I really took my time with this one because it took me, I think, exactly 2 weeks to finish up this book. And it wasn't because it was bad in any way. I just wanted to take it slow and I was more, I think, in a fantasy mood. So I have been reading a lot more fantasy books physically, and just when I was on the move, I would pick up my Kindle and I would read a little bit more of this book. So took me a while, but I finally finished the third book in the Chestnut Spring series. And I think so far these characters in Powerless are my favorite. I really liked Jasper and Sloane, just their personalities and all of the hardships they went through. I think I could resonate more with them than with the other ones. Of course, they also had all of their hardships themselves, but I think especially with them not being able to communicate well or like feeling very powerless, it was really nice to see them grow and getting more powerful, and just all of that was really fun to read about. And this book was almost better, I think, as Heartless. Almost, until the point that the spice happened. I'm not going to spoil what it was that I didn't like, because I think it is like part of the plot of like the story, but the spice just wasn't for me. I really had hoped they would take a whole different turn with it, because it could have been better in my opinion for the book itself, or well, for my enjoyment at least. So that was the only part I was a little bit disappointed in. And I think this might have even could have been my favorite book in the series if the spice would have been different. So I ended up rating it 3.5 stars. And just before the spice happened, I was feeling, I think, around 4-star feelings. And it even felt more fun as Heartless until, yeah, smut happened. And it's not like I can't enjoy the smut. It really was what they did with it. So I'm just going to keep it at that. But I did really enjoy the book, and I am eager to read some more in the Chestnut Spring series. But for this video, I'm going to end it right here. It was a wild ride reading all of these cowboy romances, and I had a great time. So for ratings so far of the Chestnut Spring series, I think least favorite so far for me would be Flawless, the first book in the series. It was a fine introduction, but I think if the series wasn't so hyped up, I might have not given the series another go. I would just keep it at that, but it was fine. Secondly, I think I would put Powerless at this point. I really still love Jasper and Sloane, most of all of the characters, but yeah, the spice ruined it a little bit for me. So at the top right now would be Heartless. I really liked Willa and Kate. They were so cute together. I just adore them. But lastly, I just want to thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to see more of me. And I hope I'll see you next time. Bye!